the Spirit of God talked to the church at Antioch and said, I have a ministry for Barnabas and Saul. So the church of Antioch sent them out to do the work of the Lord. They took John Mark with them. They went to the island called Cyprus. That was where Saul was also called Paul. The governor of Cyprus was a man who was known for his wisdom and his eagerness to learn. So he called Saul and Barnabas to come to him and share with him the message of God. While they were doing this, there was a man who was into witchcraft who kept interrupting. Paul finally turned to him and said, "You are an enemy of God. You're to be quiet. Look, you're about to temporarily lose your sight and go blind." Instantly, the man went blind. Long enough that men had to lead him out of the room. The governor was shocked when he saw this and was now eager, even more so, to hear the message of God. And finally, he accepted Christ as his Savior. Well, after their work in Cyprus was done, Paul and Barnabas and their group went to the mainland, an area called Galatia. And that's where John Mark went back to Jerusalem, where he was from. And the rest of them went to a synagogue because it was the Sabbath. The leader of the synagogue said, "Why don't you come and share with us if you happen to have an encouraging word?" So Paul stood up. He first reminded them of the stories of Israel and how God had promised to send a Savior who was after the line of King David. Paul said, Jesus of Nazareth has fulfilled this promise. But the leaders in Jerusalem took him, killed him by crucifixion. They buried him in a tomb. Oh, but God raised him from the dead. He's alive. We're here to tell you the good news that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He brings forgiveness of sins. Be careful not to miss what God is doing for you. Some of the Jews listened to Paul and received the grace of God. Others said, come back next week so that we can debate this matter. Well, when they came back next week, the Jews were amazed that almost the entire city was there. They grew jealous when they saw this and spoke out against Paul and Barnabas. But Paul said, it was right that we bring the gospel to you first. But you have rejected it. Now you're unworthy. We're going to go to the Gentiles. They will hear. The Gentiles were thrilled when they heard this. They received the message of God with joy. The gospel spread through that entire region, so much so that their Jewish leaders were enraged. Eventually, they went to the city leaders and told them to persecute Paul and Barnabas. This went on until the two men had to leave the city. Yet, the Spirit of God filled the believers in that city. And their hearts were full of joy.